Imagine being pregnant in the Middle Ages, when a single meal, a careless gesture, or even the direction your partner faced during intercourse was believed to shape your child's entire life. There were no ultrasounds, no prenatal vitamins, and no scientific guidance. Instead, women relied on advice passed down by other women, some of it strange and shocking. They believed that eating a hare's head could give your baby a split lip, that throwing strawberries at a pregnant woman could leave marks on her child, or that clenching your fist at the right moment during intercourse could guarantee a son. These were the rules of pregnancy, and they were taken seriously. Even today, pregnancy is surrounded by rules, warnings, and myths. People caution expectant mothers about what to eat, what to avoid, and even how to sleep. Some still claim they can guess the baby's sex from cravings or the shape of the belly. Medieval women were no different. The difference lies in how imaginative and specific their beliefs were, reflecting a desire for control in a dangerous and uncertain world. Much of what we know about these beliefs comes from a fascinating text called the Distaff Gospels. Written in the late 15th century in Flanders or Picardy, it records the advice of peasant women rather than educated male physicians. The text describes 6 evenings when 6 women gathered to share wisdom about life, marriage, health, and family. The male narrator recorded these conversations, occasionally mocking the women, but historians believe it accurately reflects popular beliefs. Conception, pregnancy, and childbirth were central topics. According to these women, everything surrounding conception mattered. One of the first rules concerned cleanliness. If a man had dirty or smelly feet during intercourse, the child would supposedly be smelly for life. If the child were a boy, he would have foul-smelling feet, and if the child were a girl, she would have foul-smelling rear end. Sexual experience also mattered. If a virgin woman slept with a young man who was also sexually inexperienced, their child was believed to be simple-minded. Certain unions were considered especially dangerous. Children conceived between priests or friars and nuns were thought to be destined for serious problems of all kinds. If a couple wanted a boy, the advice became very specific. The father should turn his face toward the east during intercourse. The mother should clench her fist while her husband performed what the text calls nature's work. Timing also mattered. Intercourse in the morning was believed to produce a boy, while intercourse in the evening was thought to result in a girl. Pregnancy required constant care, and food played a powerful role. Eating a hare's head was believed to cause a split lip. Fish heads could make the baby's mouth oddly shaped. White bread dipped in wine was said to ensure a small baby. Pregnant women were considered highly sensitive to their surroundings. Throwing cherries, strawberries, or red wine at them could leave permanent marks on the child. Sharp objects were considered dangerous, but gently touching a woman on the head with the flat of a sword could calm her and ensure a brave child. Above all, pregnant women should never be denied food they wanted. Even talking about food that could not be immediately obtained was thought to risk marking the child. The women also offered many methods to predict the baby's sex. One involved sprinkling salt on the mother's head while she slept, then listening for the first name she spoke upon waking. A man's name meant a boy, and a woman's name meant a girl. Another test relied on watching her reactions. If she blushed when told she carried a lovely boy, it was a boy. If not, it was a girl. The father's physical reaction after conception was also considered revealing. If he felt nothing unusual, the child would be a boy. If he felt unwell for several days afterward, the child would be a girl. The mother's discomfort mattered as well. Illness during the first 3 months indicated a girl, while illness during the second 3 months suggested a boy. Physical signs were closely watched. Carrying the child more on the right side pointed to a boy, while carrying on the left suggested a girl. A woman who enjoyed hearing stories of jousts and tournaments was thought to be carrying a boy, while one who preferred music and dancing was thought to be carrying a girl. A craving for venison or poultry suggested a boy. Even the way a woman walked mattered. Stepping forward first with the right foot meant a boy, and stepping forward with the left foot meant a girl. Rituals continued after birth. Touching the newborn's head with the umbilical cord was believed to bring long life, sweet breath, and elegant speech. Giving the baby cooked apple before breast milk was said to prevent greed. If parents wanted their child to have curly hair, they should wash the baby's hair with white wine immediately after baptism. The baptismal bonnet might be dried on a sword by young children to ensure beauty and boldness. Boys were touched with a sword or dagger to make them brave, and priests might read the Gospel of the Three Kings or the prayer of Saint Charlemagne to ensure courage and victory. There were also strict warnings. Carrying a baby with the left hand before baptism could cause the child to become left-handed. A newborn boy should be brought to his father and placed with his feet on the father's chest to ensure he would not suffer a bad death. A newborn girl should be placed on her mother's chest so that her body would never bring her shame. Despite how odd these rituals seem today, they reveal a universal human desire to protect life and attempt to control what is uncertain. Pregnancy and childbirth were dangerous, painful, and unpredictable, and these beliefs gave women tangible ways to feel in control. In that sense, medieval women were not so different from people today. Modern parents avoid soft cheese and hot baths. Medieval women avoided hares' heads and sharp objects. Different rules, same fear, same hope for a healthy child. The Distaff Gospels shows that folklore, superstition, and ritual have long been part of how humans approach pregnancy. They provided reassurance, structure, and hope in a time when little could be guaranteed. From conception to post-birth rituals, every act had meaning, giving women a sense of agency in a world that offered uncertainty at every turn. Even if the advice seems bizarre or ineffective now, it represents a creative attempt to care for life in a challenging world. Behind these practices lies a story that is both strange and deeply human. The desire to protect new life, to give children the best possible start, has always driven human behavior. Medieval women used the tools they had, rituals, rules, and observations, to navigate a frightening process, and in doing so, they left us a fascinating record of belief, creativity, and hope. If you enjoyed this journey into medieval folk wisdom, subscribe for more stories from the past, and leave a comment telling us which belief surprised you the most.